Hi, I'm Mike and you're watching TLS. It's January. If you didn't know, it's also Veganuary, where for the entire month people are cutting out eggs, meat and dairy and opting for plant-based alternatives. But why bother? That's a good question, and there's many different answers. For the animals, for the planet and for your health. We'll be exploring some of these reasons over the next few weeks. We'll be checking out the joys of vegan food, ethical consumption and sustainable fashion, and what all those terms mean. To kick things off though, we'll be talking to a Brighton-based vegan tattoo artist about her upcoming work with Sam Carter and the Retreat Animal Sanctuary, and how the world of veganism and tattooing combine. Enjoy.
I am Abbie, I work in Brighton. I'm at Heartbreaker Tattoo. I've been tattooing 3 years. I've been vegan just over 3 years as well. My Instagram name, I don't know how to say it. It doesn't mean anything. It's just MMXNSON. But that's it, yeah.
Why should we go vegan?
Okay, so I think there's quite a few different parts to it, but I think the main thing really, the bottom line is just that I think everyone would say that they're against animal abuse and no one wants to support that. The footage upsets everyone of what happens, and people just, obviously when you go to the supermarket, we're completely disconnected to what went into getting that product. And things like, pigs are actually more intelligent than dogs, and if we put dogs through what we put pigs through, no one would buy it. And I think it's 86% of pigs in the UK are killed in a gas chamber, which is obviously disgusting. It's just these things that people don't realise, but if they saw the truth to it, it's just about knowing the facts and kind of aligning your morals with your actions. Obviously it's not always that straightforward, and it takes a lot of time to learn about it and whatever, but once you know, I think it's quite easy just to make the switch and just know that you're not living kind of thinking one thing but your actions are saying another.
Was there a particular moment or something that happened in your life that turned you vegan?
No, I think I was veggie anyway. I'd say maybe for a year or 2 years before that. And then it was just I think I came across a video on YouTube just about the dairy industry and eggs and stuff. And once I found out the things about that, I was just I just couldn't do it anymore. And and it was quite easy. And now my family, my mum, dad and sister are all vegan as well. So it's super easy being at home and just, it's really lovely.
That's the dream. I think that's maybe the most difficult thing for people going home is having. I know that was
for sure. Yeah, and I think that is probably the most difficult thing about being vegan. Veganism is the relationships, because once you kind of know everything, it is. I mean, it's not just a diet. It is a whole lifestyle and a whole belief system. And once you see and you realise, you see everything and everyone differently, and it's quite hard you sometimes forget not that long ago I was eating this too and I didn't realise either, so you just have to kind of be patient with that and realise, but that is the most difficult thing.
Have you got any advice for those taking part in Veganuary this year?
I mean there are so many, I've seen it even online, so many new things coming out every year. There's so much, but I think the Wicked kitchen range in Tesco is going crazy this year. So much coming out. New Subway has just come out as well. I think just kind of, if it's, just educate, there's documentaries on YouTube. What the Health is a really good one, and noticing that's so good. And Land of Hope and Glory, if you're in the UK, that's all footage from kind of recent years. It tells you where it was filmed in the UK and all this horrible footage. And although it is horrible and uncomfortable watching it, that's the thing that does it, unless you have see those things and have that motivation, then it can be more difficult and you're more likely to slip out of it.
What's the biggest misconception about vegans?
I would say actually a question I get a lot is it hard travelling? And people think that it's quite difficult doing that, but actually it's really easy. And I don't know if you've heard of Happy Cow. It's an app you can get, but I think it's free. I'm not sure either that or it's really cheap. And you just, anywhere in the world, you just tap where you are, and a whole list of vegan restaurants or places with vegan options come up. And that's so it's I mean, I've been to so many different places that you would not think had good vegan options, but they're just everywhere. People will say do you often get ill? Are you deficient in things? And obviously you're more actually probably likely to be deficient eating animal bodies than plants. So
but I'd suggest that you and vegans who are researching what they're eating are probably getting a lot more of a balanced diet because you've really thought about it, whereas someone who just
100%.
thinks you just are just sort of eating what they think is right.
Get as much
nutrition.
Yeah, because we're told, what from a young age we're told to eat all these things, and that's why we grow up doing it, and why we're so indoctrinated into the system and believing that we need all these things that we don't. I think back at like even when I was like a teenager at school or whatever, it was the things that I was eating, like what I'd eat in a day, there was just like nothing. Like where did I get any nutrients from? I just don't.
What was your first vegan tattoo?
I've got like, when I was first starting tattooing, I did like some animal heads and stuff on my leg, but I've got the word, I've got to be back with, but I've got the word vegan on my hand. Yeah. That might be the first proper one. And then I've got, is it that side? I've got animal liberation tattooed on my neck as well.
That was appropriate. There had to be in veganing.
Yeah.
What are sort of the pros and cons to using veganing over non-veganing?
I'm actually not sure. Like I usually just tattoo in black anyway, and the standard one that most people use is just vegan. So I don't know. Like I think nowadays a lot of ink is vegan anyway. And yeah, the standard one that like 90% of people I'd say use is just automatically vegan. So there's literally like 3 ingredients or something ridiculous. Like it's so minimal. Yeah, so I honestly don't know. I think it's pretty common now that inks are vegan anyway, I think.
I suppose like if you hadn't even thought about it, I think I only ever thought about vegan ink when I saw a sign saying vegan ink available. Yeah. And it's a bit like Oreos. It's only when you sort of find out that they're vegan, you go, oh, I thought that was an option.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I get a fair few messages from people who have asked about tattoo. Obviously, they assume so because of me anyway, but they say like, oh, do you use vegan ink? And like they'll check. Yeah, I do quite a lot for in terms of I don't actually have many people come and ask for like vegan tattoos, like or something vegan. Apart from when I do like flash days for the retreat animal sanctuary. And then obviously I do like vegan themes through that, and they always go really well. So yeah, I suppose that's when I do the most of them, I think.
Is tattooing good for the environment?
No, it is not. Well, obviously there are worse industries. There are companies now coming out, I think maybe 2 years ago, this company came out and they started, I think it's Greenhouse Tattoo Supplies, and they've started doing like biodegradable alternatives to plastic. Or the cling film, obviously, like that's something that I don't think there's an alternative to that. Again, it's just, there is like a thing you can put over the bed, but again, it's just plastic that goes in the bin. So yeah, it's getting there. People are coming up with new things all the time, which are kind of pushing it in the right direction, but yeah, no.
It is difficult because it's such a sterile, it has to be so clean.
That's it,
that
yeah.
Just has to be disposable, doesn't it, for it to be
Yeah, you can get
grips
which you put in like an autoclave thing, which is like, then you can reuse them, but not, I'd say it's pretty standard to use disposables, but they do exist. It just takes obviously more time, but.
About that tattoo you did for Sam Carter on his neck, really lovely piece. And the donations you made from that.
Yeah, so I did. I've done both sides of his neck now, which is for the crane and the like heart with the face in. Yeah, that was cool. So I don't charge like mates and stuff anyway. So I said to him like, don't worry about it. But he really wanted to pay me, and I said like instead. So obviously he's vegan. He really cares about all of this as well. And we're doing something together actually it's going to come out in the new year, but something for the retreat as well. But I just said like, if you really want to like give me some money, just send it there instead. So I think he sent like, it was like £100 or something, which is amazing. Yeah, he's great. He's really just for the animals and stuff as well. So that's really nice.
Very vocal about animal cruelty and all that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think it's so great if you have a platform like he does, or any of us. Like if we have people following us, just use it for something good if you can. Like it seems silly not to really.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you've got planned for the new year, or is that a bit top secret at the moment?
Yeah. I mean, there's honestly like with lockdown and stuff, it's just taken over. Like when I can't tattoo as well, it's just all day, every day. I'm just doing stuff for the retreat. There's going to be like a little kind of mini film, like documentary thing coming out, just of like the whole process of me like getting money for the retreat and like information about all these industries and going to see some vigils and stuff with animals and like just putting it all in one thing. I think me and Sam are going to come out with some form of like merch with one of his neck designs and like stuff like that. Yeah, there's a little book and a little zine as well, just full of like art from vegan artists, which is kind of coming together now, which is exciting. But yeah, there's a lot. Flash days, well, yeah, I want to do more flash days, but again at the moment, like I don't know when.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when
ideally.
the time comes. What's your favourite vegan restaurant in Brighton?
God, I don't know. There's one down the lanes around the corner from us called Waikiki Movie House. And that is great. It's all veggie, I think, mostly vegan, and there's like vegan options for everything. In terms of like other things, Lucy and Yak is really good. They're like very pro-vegan as well, and they do like nice organic, like ethically sourced clothes as well.
That's sort of the name of the game as well, as you said, ethically sourced and like sustainable, and like you've got a thing on your Instagram, slow fashion, which is obviously like a response to fast fashion. And I think that whole vegan, it fits in really well, that lifestyle of sustainability and looking after the planet as well as the end.
That's it as well, and like just like clothes, like, I think everything I'm wearing is secondhand as well, actually. It's just so easy now, like especially with Depop, you can get anything on there at all. And it's a bit cheaper as well if you get it secondhand, but like it's so easy now. Especially like at the moment with what's going on, like small businesses as well are struggling. So if you can like afford to pay a little bit more for, I don't know, a t-shirt from this place and from H&M or whatever, then it's like it's good to do so if you can.
All right, Abby, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us today and giving your insight into the tattooing and vegan world. Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you later.